morning. Welcome to lesson 128. The world I see holds nothing that I want. For me personally, this is one of the great litmus test lessons of salvation, of this course. And it's something that every now and again I like to apply when it seems as if I've been engaging in the world or doing things sort of in the external that are out of sequence with my regular lifestyle, let's say, just to see if I've picked up any mud on my shoes. So one of the things I like to do, and just in explaining this, I'll just recount the story of Jesus on the road, and he passes the merchant loaded up with his trailer load of goods for the marketplace, and Jesus says to the merchant, "Give up the world and follow me." And the merchant says, "Well, let me just go and sell my stuff at the markets, Lord, and then I will gladly follow you." And Jesus says to him, "The kingdom of heaven waits for no man," which means that in the moment that it's offered, unless your answer is an unequivocal yes, that's going to have to come all the way around again. Okay? Now, salvation's offered in every moment, in this moment, and all that it requires is one unequivocal yes in the understanding that the world I see holds nothing that I want. Okay, and there are other examples throughout biblical history of Jesus offering healing to people who accepted of him in that moment and are so healed, by their faith. But the world I see holds nothing that I want is something that I call it a litmus test, because it's very easy to apply. When you close your eyes, you can see all of the things that you're concerned about in the world. So if God was to call to you, let's say, like in the old Cecil B. DeMille movies, and indeed in my own enlightenment, if God was to call to you from the sky or from the mountains or whatever and said, "Right, it's time to go," is there going to be an unequivocal yes? Or is there going to be, well, I just have to tell, what about all of these things? So it's essential in a certain sense that you, or in a total sense, that you look at the world for what it is and accept it for what it is, and accept that, especially if you have children, and that those children are also part of God's plan, are all included, and like it helps to let go of the idea of concern and fear and worry about what's going to happen, because at some point what's going to happen is going to happen anyway. We tend to try to gloss over that as if we're going to live forever, because in somewhere in the back of our consciousness we have this memory burning away waiting for us to find it, where actually we do live forever. But in this place, that's not the case as far as manifesting what we think life is through this avatar. Life is formless and whole and eternal and perfect as created by God. So let's get into the lesson. It's very cool. All right, now this is offered from the point of salvation, from the point of the doneness of your process, the doneness and the completeness of your process, if you like, wherein the offering is made to you already. Okay, so the ability for you to transcend the nature of time and space, and to activate that memory within your mind, and to actually remember your Father, it's already been offered to you. Okay, it's not something that's going to be offered in the future. It's already offered to you, and we're just simply removing the blocks. Okay. The world I see has nothing that I want. The world you see has nothing that you need to offer you. Nothing that you can use in any way, nor anything at all that serves to give you joy. Believe this thought and you are saved from years of misery, from countless disappointments, and from hopes that turn to bitter ashes of despair. No one but must accept this thought as true if he would leave this world behind and soar beyond its petty scope and little ways. Each thing you value here is but a chain that binds you to the world, and it will serve no other end but this. For everything must serve the purpose you have given it until you see a different purpose there. The only purpose worthy of your mind this world contains is that you pass it by without delay to perceive without delaying to perceive some hope where there is none. Okay, and my friend Josie, I'm just going to read that again after our conversation the other day. The only purpose worthy of your mind this world contains is that you pass it by without delaying to perceive some hope where there is none. And I think our conversation, I said, give up all hope, all ye who enter here. Right? Literally, the giving up of hope is letting go of the future, right? Which is completely necessary to maintain an integrity in the now, as far as the constant focus of my purpose for living, my purpose for breathing, being, whatever you want to say, here and now, in alignment with the vibratory frequency that's offered me for my salvation. Which I experience as communication just like that whenever I want to, right? Thus increasing the vibration across the spectrum. Okay. The world you see has nothing that you want. Be you deceived no more. Escape today the chains you place upon your mind when you perceive salvation here. For what you value, you make part of you as you perceive yourself. What you value, you make part of you as you perceive yourself. All things you seek to make your value greater in your sight limit you further. Hide your worth from you, and add another bar across the door that leads to true awareness of yourself. Let nothing which relates to body thoughts, ready? Let nothing which relates to body thoughts delay your progress to salvation, nor permit temptation to believe the world has anything you want to hold you back. Nothing is here to cherish. It's a graveyard. Okay, the world is a frickin' graveyard. The most beautiful thing here is lipstick on a skeleton. Everything here is death, from the time it seems to be born to the time it seems to die. The whole thing is an illusion, a dream, a manifestation of a mad idea, okay, which we are now collapsing and which we are atoning for through the relinquishment of whatever the potential is contained within the individual association of each avatar. Okay. Nothing is here to cherish. Nothing here is worth one instant of delay and pain, one moment of uncertainty and doubt. The worthless offer nothing. Certainty of worth cannot be found in worthlessness. Right? Everything that you think you're looking for out in the world, all those shiny things, all those friendships, all those status symbols and moments of fame and glory in the spotlight, all of those things will not fulfill you. Nothing in the world will fulfill you. That emptiness, that existential emptiness you feel inside, that angst that makes you adjust, it forces you to look outside of yourself. Oh, if I only had that, I'd feel better about myself. And if that person loved me, I'd feel full inside, my other half, my twin flame, my soul mate. Nothing. Everything the body's eyes perceive is a form of temptation. Everything the body's eyes perceive is worthless, including this video. Don't turn it off just yet, but including this video, which is telling you that. Right? Beyond all of these sorts of things, there's a memory here in the back of the thing. And when you activate that memory, you'll be gone from the physical realm, and you'll find yourself back in eternity where you actually are right now, awaking from this dream to the realization of your co-creatorship with the Father. You may make a contract with the atonement with our brother Jesus to come back here and help out as I'm doing now, but that doesn't mean that the world has any extra value in that other than that it helps to raise that frequency and collapse the time of realizing that the world is completely worthless for everybody. Let's just get out of here. Let's go home. Today we practice letting go all thought of values we have given the world. We leave it free of purposes we gave its aspects and its phases and its dreams. We hold it purposeless within our minds and loosen it from all we wish it were. Thus do we lift the chains which bar the door to freedom from the world and go beyond all little values and diminished goals. Peace and be still a little while. Okay, listen, peace and be still a little while. That's all there is to receiving and the giving of that communicative, the joy of that communicative experience. Okay, peace and be still a little while. Like that, right? I still my mind, which I'm now fairly adept at doing in some regards, I guess. I have no clue where I'm at in the spectrum of the idea of salvation or purification of mind, but I am able to open my mind whenever I want, wherever I want, and have that reconnective moment. It's not the whole moment of enlightenment. I've already had that. You know, it would be completely. What's the point of having it twice? It's like you already remember. You want to try and remember something that you actually already remember. But that communication that flows from that. So in the course somewhere it says, you'll disappear from this world, whatever, releasing the light, something like that. And then you'll perhaps find yourself here a little while, and the light will return with you to help you in your journey. And that, I guess, is more, and I'm only clutching at straws on this one, right, to be honest, but that, I guess, is more to do with those of us who have had, like myself, a top-down awakening where you have the experience of your enlightenment first and then have to go about the business of purifying the mind and releasing the, so, but I couldn't say that for sure. I'm just sort of guessing there, but it seems to be something that makes sense in that regard. So peace and be still a little while and see how far you rise above the world when you release your mind from chains and let it seek the level where it finds itself at home. It will be grateful to be free a while. It knows where it belongs, but free its wings and it will fly in sureness and in joy to join its holy purpose. Let it rest in its creator, there to be restored to sanity, freedom, and love. Give it 10 minutes rest 3 times today, and when your eyes are opened afterwards, you will not value anything you see as much as when you looked at it before. Your whole perspective on the world will shift by just a little every time you let your mind escape its chains. The world is not where it belongs, and you belong where it would be, and where it goes to rest when you release it from the world. Let me just read that bit again here. The world is not where it belongs, and you belong where it would be. Right, okay. And you belong where it would be, and where it goes to rest when you release it from the world. Your guide is sure. Open your mind to him. Be still and rest. Protect your mind throughout the day as well. And when you think you see some value in an aspect or an image of the world, refuse to lay this chain upon your mind. Okay, refuse to lay this chain upon your mind and tell yourself with quiet certainty, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see holds nothing that I want. Okay, so refuse to lay this chain upon your mind. It's like, no, I'm not buying into that scenario. No, I'm not buying into that idea. And it's easy to get drawn into things when there seems to be billions and millions of people in the world all chanting and calling out for some particular thing or another, and ushering you to join them in some point of view or some perspective in which you've given them to present you with, wherein you feel like if you don't join with it, it's like the pressure is real, the temptation is real. It seems to be something that is inescapable. But you have the power of choice. It's the last power remaining to you in this world. You can choose. No, I refuse to lay those chains upon my mind. I'm not buying into the world. I'm not interested in the world or anything the world offers. I'm here on behalf of him who sent me. I'm here pursuing my own salvation, and that's it. I'm here to find my triggers, my blocks, my reactions to things, so that I can heal them in the prayer of my heart for the healing of my mind that believes still in separation in some way or another. And it's important in that you learn about the nature of ego, because it's very cunning and suspicious and vicious and baffling, my teacher used to say. And if you don't see how it is that your own mind is pulling the rug from under your feet, that your own thinking is working against you, you won't learn to spot those opportunities to make new choices, to choose again. I refuse to lay these chains upon my mind. Okay. And something I've found helpful in my own transition is just with a little line like that, I refuse to lay these chains upon my mind, or another one, there's nothing to worry about, which was given to me via Jesus' voice directly, is to repeat those lines to yourself again and again and again for a moment in your mind, just with your eyes closed. I refuse to lay chains upon my mind. I refuse to lay chains upon my mind. I refuse to lay chains upon my mind. Right? Because the mind that is seeking salvation is of the forgetting. The background program that is running, which we're attempting to reprogram with this, is of the forgetting. And it's like a student who's studying for an exam. When you get to my age, let's say, as this avatar thing, the idea of studying something is so far in the past when you were a child, or a student at college, that the the discipline and the devotion to the idea of study and committing something to memory is almost foreign. And so repeating it again and again and again, anyway, that was 128. Tomorrow, 129. Beyond this world, there is a world that I want. And as we transition from the dream of death to the dream of the forgiven world, and then beyond that in its entirety to the memory of God, where there is no world, forgiven or unforgiven. Right? But lesson 129 tomorrow. Peace.